All right, guys, welcome to week 3 of SketchUp tutorials. So we're on week 3. This week we're going to make a real house. We're going to make a model of a real house. So it can be the house that you live in, a grandparent's house, a friend's house, an aunt's house, whatever. The next project after this, we're going to make our imaginary house and make a model of that. But for right now, I want you to take a real house that you can actually go and measure, and then we're going to put that into the SketchUp program. So I'm going to give you guys an example of this. This is a version of the lesson that I've been giving in class this week, the week of the 14th of April. So if you missed the lesson or if you need to watch it again, this is the video you want to watch. All right, if you already saw the lesson, then you're good. You don't need to watch this. Okay, so what we're doing here is we're looking at the actual Google Classroom post. So I'm not going to read through that because you can all read through that. But I do want to show you this picture. This is kind of what I want you to turn in, your own version of this at the end of the day. This is the house that you're trying to model. Again, it can be the house you live in or somebody else's house. So how are we actually going to model this? Okay, let's go over to SketchUp. I believe you all should be able to see this if I'm doing this right. I'm going to show you how to make this. You have all the skills to actually go ahead and make it at this point, but we're going to walk you through those steps one more time, just so you know how to apply those different tools to this assignment. Okay, so starting with a blank SketchUp project here, and you're going to map just one floor in your house. If you have 2 different floors or whatever, just do one floor, pick a floor, and start with a room. We're going to start with the room I'm in. So you can see I'm in just a rectangular room here. I'm going to take a few different measurements. We're going to put them onto the SketchUp platform. First measurement, the width, the depth of the room, or the width and the length, you could say, whatever. So we got 3 axes that we work in SketchUp. So I'm going to measure one direction here. That was 12 feet. And are these measurements exact? No. They're to the nearest foot or nearest half foot, okay? So to the nearest half foot. This direction is also, we'll call that 12 feet. So a 12 foot by 12 foot room. And how tall is it? Again, to the nearest foot. If I measure vertically like this, from the ceiling to the floor, that was 8 feet. So I got 12 by 12 by 8. Okay, now if you don't have a tape measure, approximate it. You can maybe use a ruler or a measuring stick. Just get close. I'm not going to come over to your house and make sure that your measurements are accurate. That's not what this is about, okay? So just get close. All right, so how do we do this now? What's our first tool to use? What do you think? Take a guess. If you guessed the rectangle tool, you're correct. So we're going to grab the rectangle tool, use the R key on your keyboard shortcut. Now you're going to, remember, are we going to click and drag? No, do not click and drag. Make a single click right now. So you're going to put your mouse over here on the origin. Got rectangle tool selected. Click on the origin. You don't have to click on the origin. That's just where I'd like to start. Then you're going to drag it back this direction. As you're dragging back this direction, do not click anything. Make sure your rectangle looks blue like this. And we're now going to type in our dimensions that we want. So if you look in the lower right-hand corner of my screen here, you'll see it says dimensions, and then there's a little box with some dimensions in there. If I start typing in numbers, I'm going to type 12 apostrophe, comma, 12 apostrophe. That's 12 feet by 12 feet is what that means. So once you type it just like that, now press the Enter key. And it's going to snap your rectangle to exactly 12 feet by 12 feet. If it were 12 inches by 12 inches, then you wouldn't need the apostrophe. You would put in a quote mark, or you could just leave it without a unit marker on the end, and it will default to inches. It's going to go inches and feet, all right? So if there's no mark on there, we'll assume it's inches. So for right now, make sure that you type in the apostrophe, just one of those marks, and that's going to make it feet. Okay, next tool that we're going to use, I'm going to go ahead and get in a little bit closer here. Okay, next tool we're going to use is the offset tool, because we're going to make the walls. We don't want the whole rectangle to come up. That would be a cube, right? We need a space in the middle for people to live. So we're going to use the offset tool. That's going to be your F key. Please use the keyboard shortcut, so it'll make your life a lot easier. going to use the F key to find the offset tool. If you come over here, you'll find that the offset tool is in this menu right here. Okay, so but press the F key, it's easier. Now you're going to come up to one of the edges of your rectangle. In this case, it's actually a square, but click on that. Now, do we want to set to the offset to the inside or the outside? So if we come to the inside, you'll see it makes a rectangle that's going to be smaller and offset to the inside, but that'll make our room smaller, right? What we're doing right now is we're modeling the wall. And it says in the Google Classroom instructions you want the wall to be 5 inches thick. So we want the wall to be on the outside like this. So that's a really thick wall. Obviously, we don't want to be that thick. We want it to be 5 inches. So I'm just going to type in, after I move my mouse the correct direction, now I can type in the exact amount. I typed in 5. I press enter, and it's going to snap my offset rectangle 5 inches to the outside. That's what you want. Now we need to raise that wall up 8 feet, which is what I measured earlier. So I'm going to hit the P key, and I'm going to push-pull my wall. If I can, oh, I've selected the wrong thing on accident. This happens sometimes. So you just have to be aware of that. It's okay, there's no problem. Just if you hit the wrong thing like I did, press escape before you click again. If you did, and I'll just show you, it's not a problem. If you did this and then I click this again, all right, so now I've got this all messed up. It doesn't even look like anything. So I just hit Control Z, undo my thing. So you can see that I can push-pull either this part that's being shaded in now or the inside part. I want the outside part. So I'm going to click here, single click, then go up. So whatever direction you start going, that's the direction it will snap to once you put in your measurement. So I'm going to now type in 8 apostrophe, enter. That's going to be 8 feet. I'm telling it I want it to be raised up 8 feet. And now you'll see you've got something that kind of looks like a room. So you got your people on the inside, your beds, your tables, your chairs. And what's this room missing? A door, a window. You can't get into a room without a door, so let's model a door. Okay, so I'm going to model a door for you. We need a reference point. Let's use this corner back here where these two walls come together. That'll be the corner of my room back here. So where does that door start? Let's go find out. Measuring from the corner, the door starts about 6 inches from that corner, and the width of the door is 32 inches. And the height of the door is about 7 feet. So you see, I'm just getting to close numbers. So you don't have to be super precise. You can be as precise as you want to be. That's not what this is about, though. All right, so I need to use a new tool now, the tape measure tool, because I need some reference points, right? I can't just come in here and make the door where it looks like it's about 6 inches, right? So I'm going to use the tape measure tool. You press T on your keyboard. I did measure from this wall right here 6 inches over. So I click in the corner here, move my mouse along that line, and I'm going to type in 6, enter. That's going to put a small mark right here at 6 inches. I'm going to measure over this direction. I said that was 32 inches. So as soon as I move my mouse in that direction, I can type in whatever my value needs to be, 32 inches, press enter. Then it put a mark right there at 32 inches. I click on there, I'm going to measure up this direction. Now this can be tricky, guys. You need to make sure that you are on the blue axis. So an easy way to do that is once you come up this direction, I'm not on an axis right now. You can tell because my line isn't blue. Now it's blue. If I want to make sure I lock it to the blue axis, I can hit the up arrow key. Do that, and now it snaps itself to the blue axis. How high up? 7 feet. I'm going to type in 7 apostrophe enter. 7 feet. Now I have the points that I need to make a rectangle. I will hit the R button to select the rectangle tool. I will click up here on that point. It'll be the top reference for that rectangle. And then down here, make my second click, and the rectangle is created. So now I've got an outline for the door. Is that door. Right there, that door. Okay, now what do I got to do? I got to actually cut that out of the wall, right? I've got to remove that section of wall. What tool do you use? If you said the push-pull tool, you're correct. Click the P button. Now you see if I hover my mouse over that area, it's going to select this area. It's going to like shade in that area saying this is the area you want to click on, right? Click, single click, then push until it says either offset limit or on face. So either one of those I found will work. You're just going to make your second click now. And now as I orbit around, you'll see it removed that chunk from the wall. Presto. All right, so I'll do one more of these. I'm going to do the second one a little bit quicker. I'm going to show you a window. So I've got a nice window over here. Make some quick measurements. From that wall, the window's 35 inches. From the ceiling, it's 15. Okay, 35, 15. And the window is overall 70 inches. All right, so 35, 15, and 70. Let's use the tape measure tool. We'll come over here, measure along this section, 35 inches. Okay, and then it was 70 inches this direction, and then it was 15 inches from the ceiling. You see my axes are showing up in those primary colors, red, blue, and green. Those aren't all primary colors, but you know what I mean. And then I can do what I need to do to snap those in the right spot. Let me go ahead and do the same thing here. How tall is the window? About 50 inches. Okay, my window. All right. Oh, looks funky. Oh well, that's what I measured. So, guys, don't stress out about whether or not how precise it is or whatever. So see, I made all these measurements. Now, why didn't I just use the rectangle tool? Because I needed to know exactly where it's supposed to go. These measurement lines don't affect like the functionality of the model, and you can just go back and erase them when you are done with them. So oh shoot, that's why it doesn't look right. Oh my gosh. All right, see, I made a mistake. If you make these mistakes, that's okay. I put these lines in the wrong spot. I'm glad that you got to see that mistake happen. That's good. All right, so I was going too fast. I wasn't paying attention to where I was putting those marks. I thought that looked weird. Okay, so we're going to put the tape measure tool. Make sure you start in the right spot. We're going to come down the blue axis, so you can hit the up arrow key to make sure that you're snapped to the correct axis. I'm going to come 15 inches, and then from here, again, blue axis, and that was 50 inches. There we go. That looks more correct. All right, now I can make my rectangle in here. At that intersection, down to this intersection, use the push-pull tool, push it all the way through to where it says on face. That means it's on the back face of this, the back wall. And then you just make your second click, and there you go. And you've got a nice big window. All right, now you've got these crazy dotted lines that we don't need. You can hit the E button on your keyboard, and this is where you will click and drag. You will click here, drag across, and then release. You can see as you drag across, it turns blue. That means you've selected that. Okay, there you go. Now that's how you would make a window. Now I know we did this before, but there's another example of how to do that. Okay, guys, do this for your entire floor of your house. It won't take as long as you think, especially as you get going. All right, guys? Good luck. Let me know if you have any questions. Okay, bye.